This interview is being brought to you by BabyFightGear.com. Baby Fight Gear is dedicated to providing a single source for children's mixed martial arts. Inspired clothing, the softer side of tough sports. Our clothing is available in sizes newborn to toddler. So just tell the fans how you got started in mixed martial arts.
I've been in it about 12, maybe more years or so. I don't even remember anymore. I've been doing martial arts since about 95, 96, around there. I was doing Kempo and a couple other martial arts, and then I progressed into mixed martial arts when everybody else did. I think Ken Shamrock opened up a mixed martial arts gym in San Diego, California. Stayed open for about 2 years, and I was part of that team for a while there. And when they broke up, we kind of did our own thing and kind of progressed from there.
And when did you hook up with Brandon Vera?
I don't remember. I've known Brandon for about 8 years, or maybe longer now. Not about 8 years, I'd say. He had just fought in the WC tournament, or shortly before he started the WC tournament. He had moved to San Diego, and that's how we met up. I was coaching a heavyweight by the name of Wade Shipp, and we went in for some sparring, and Wade was giving him some good work. He was really pushing Brandon, and then from there we just became friends and started training together.
Since we're talking about Brandon Vera here, he's coming off that great performance against Shogun. When do you think he'll be stepping back into the cage?
I'm not sure. He's got a small fracture in his hand that he's healing. He's not up to full sparring yet. He's rolling, he's wrestling, but he's not sparring at all. I'm not sure. Whenever the doctor clears him, maybe we'll get him back in there, or at least get him booked.
Obviously, Alexander Gustafsson has a big fight coming up here December 8th against Shogun. What'd you think of this matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. Stylistically, it's a great matchup for the fans, but it's going to be a good fight for Alex for sure. Alex is probably one of the most dynamic strikers in that division, and it should be a good matchup for him.
When does Alexander get into training for this fight?
He's been in training. He's currently training in Sweden, where he's from.
Sure.
With his coach there, his camp there, and then we relocate the whole camp here back to Southern California. So he should be, I want to say they should be arriving sometime next week or shortly after.
Hey, man, the whole eye poke situation with Phil Davis, the rematch is going down in Brazil in a few weeks here. How's Phil looking?
Phil's looking great. Those type of injuries and accidents are going to happen in the sport, with those open gloves. It's just something we're going to have to get used to, to being it. Every guy opens up his hand, and it's just unfortunate. It was not intentional, obviously, and Phil felt horrible about it. Nobody wants to train for a full camp and go in there and have the camp end or the fight end on such a bad note. But I'm glad the UFC rebooked it, and I'm sure both fighters are relieved that they're going to get to fight again.
What about Dominick Cruz? Is he back in the gym training at all, or how's the surgery go and everything like that?
Yeah, he's still doing rehab. He does rehab 3 times a week, and he's always in the gym. He's not necessarily training per se. We just started working on a couple of things that we got permission from the doctor to do, and we're taking our time and bringing him back in slowly. The kid obviously wants to get in there and train and do what he needs to do, but I gotta pull the reins on him and make sure we're following the rules and whatever the parameters the doctor sets for him, but just get him back in slowly.
Okay, man, just talk about some of the other guys you got at the gym that have fights coming up.
We have a lot of guys coming up. Jeremy Stevens will be fighting Yves Edwards next weekend, I think on Friday, the 6th of October. He's ready. He's looking sharp. He's had a full camp, Last time he had a short camp due to some staph infection he had while we were in Vegas during the Ultimate Fighter season. But he's good. Had a great camp. He's healthy. He's, at the end of the camp, getting ready to peak and go in and have a great performance against a great opponent like Yves Edwards. Should be a good matchup for those guys. Should be fun. Since we have Ross Pearson just finished filming The Ultimate Fighter Australia. He's going to be here in camp within about another week or so. He's in the UK visiting family, doing a little tour for the UFC, and should be back to business training. I think we got Vince Pichel that came off of The Ultimate Fighter. He'll be fighting December 15th in Las Vegas. Who else we got? Oh, we got tons of guys. Mike Chandler from Bellator will be fighting probably January, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. Rumor is he'll be fighting early 2013. This coming Friday, we have Alexander Gazara. Popo will be fighting in Bellator. So we're staying busy. We got a lot of guys fighting back to back. So it's hard to be in all these places, but we have a big, busy squad right now.
Yeah, man, you're a busy guy. You got to be all over the place, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I got a big staff of coaches now, and we try to get everybody busy, and I'm blessed that we actually have fights for these guys, and they get to do what they love, and as coaches, we just ride along. So it's a good time.
I only have one more question for you. There's a lot of talk about these canceled events and everything. Do you think Zuffa is running too many shows? Maybe they're spreading themselves a little too thin?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's the demand for the sports is growing and people are tuning in. So, I mean, it can't be a bad thing. But as far as a camp with fighters and fighters that like to stay busy, I'm happy. I think the only problem that Zuffa is running into is main event. It's worthy of a paper. Just maybe some research. There's certain guys that shoot card, there's certain guys that should be on a Fox card, and obviously pay-per-views take a whole different dynamic. And obviously, my job is not to run the business, but to get my fighters ready. But I can see the problems they've been running into, and I think as the sport grows, so will the awareness and so the popularity of certain fighters that will be running into pay-per-view.
Okay, man, I appreciate the time. Would you like to promote anything or throw out your Twitter?
Yeah, my Twitter is Delfierro, ERICDELFIERRO. My gym is alliancegym.com, and you can go on there, and we update our news site constantly, so you see what our guys are doing. Our Twitter is Alliance MMA. What else we got? I want to thank my sponsors, Bad Boy Brand, France United, and Monster Energy, which is a great supporter of our team, and Toyota Tires.
Appreciate you coming on. It's very cool to hear about all the fighters, what they're up to and everything. So thank you very much, man.